Pātaka Kōrero. Nau mai e te iwi ki tēnei te pātaka kai whakairinga hoki o te kupu o te kōrero. I tēnei rā e kōrero nei mo ngā tūranga hoko whare i roto i tō tātou hapori, i roto i tō tātou taone a tokoroa. For many whānau, securing a whare can feel out of reach. Today we're joined by Stevie Ave to unpack some pathways and options available for our whānau who are looking to secure a whare here in Tokoroa. Kia ora, nau mai Stevie, tēnā whakamohi atu ki te iwi ko ai koe and what your role is here at Raukawa.
Kia ora, ko Stevie toku ingoa. I am the kai whakatere or the navigator for Ka Uru Ora ki te raki. So I work for Raukawa in partnership with Ka Uru Ora.
Ka pai, and tell us a little bit about what Te Koha Raukawa is, and maybe a little bit about your mahi between Ka Uru Ora and Te Koha and what that means for a whānau trying to secure a whare.
For me, I consider Te Koha a housing solution / opportunity predominantly for uri. So part of the criteria for some of the pathways we have available is that you have to be uri registered with Raukawa Charitable Trust. I help take the whānau on the journey, so they need to come to me first. We have a kōrero, even if they're interested in financial literacy, we have a kōrero about that as well. The financial literacy program, which is the sorted financial literacy or financial capability program, also referred to as Te Uru Ahupūtea, is one of the criteria for some of the pathways. So you do actually have to complete the program as well with me if you are interested in Te Koha.
Ka pai, and let's start over there. Let's start with Te Uru Ahupūtea. So Te Uru Ahupūtea is a financial literacy course that you run with our whānau. And did you say they're mandatory? One of the mandatory requirements are for them to be uri, or is it an opportunity open?
So the program's technically open to anyone, but it's mandatory for uri interested in Te Koha.
Ka pai, and does that mean in order to purchase a whare at Te Koha, that our people, one, have to be uri, and two, have to go through a financial literacy course, or much like the course, are people welcome to purchase a whare who haven't done the literacy course?
Yep, a bit of both. So there is the affordable rental pathway, progressive home ownership, shared home ownership. That's an equity buy-in with Ka Uru Ora. Whānau affordable, which is it's similar to market, but you get to buy the whole property as it is. So there's only about 5 lots available for that opportunity. So that means you wouldn't have to do any of the landscaping or build. Like you'd see that house, that lot, and you could purchase that. You would have to purchase it at the full price in the whānau affordable pathway. And then there's market or land and house, which is technically open to all people in the community. However, we do try to prioritize iwi first, uri first.
Ka pai, and what are some of the real mahi that you do with our uri to help them be able to purchase a whare?
What do I do? What do I do? Everything. No, people come in with varying experience and knowledge about home ownership, even values, beliefs, like all of those things. So for those pursuing Te Koha, like once they've graduated the program, we sit together one-on-one and just have a look at where they're at. For the whānau interested in whānau affordable, it really depends, because some have more knowledge than others, but we just have a kōrero to check and for me to make sure that they know like the steps that you need to take, whether it's going to a lawyer, like if they're aware of the cashback, what is that, the cashback reward / benefit that the bank may offer the whānau usually, when you get a mortgage with them, like that there are other costs such as the limb, the building report, like there's a whole like range of things, but depending on where they are, like I can also like connect them with the actual.
So you're saying a lot of scary words for someone like me, ke te whai nei? No, pai tēnā. We're saying a lot of scary words for me. As a person who honestly finds going to the bank quite daunting, I find going to the doctor quite daunting and hoha enough, and it takes time out of my day, and it's something that I have to figure out or ask my partner about. How do you manage the expectations of uri who come through you in order to, clear the mist away around these kinds of big things? How do you help our whānau with that kind
That's
of
a good question. That's actually a helpful question for me. Because for specifically like talking about Te Koha mainly, with the one-on-ones that I have with whānau, like when I do look at their figures, sometimes it's easy for me to see just from repetition of having looked at people's profiles before, like their income, their house makeup, and all that. You can kind of tell if the bank might see them in like as credit worthy, so that they would be willing to work with them. If not, I do have a connection with lovely Amy from Westpac. So usually, if I have a case, I'll ask her for her opinion first and whether this whānau, you know,
Mm.
that the bank might lend to them. And then usually, if she says that this looks good, then I connect them up. And Westpac actually are our partners for PHO specifically, so I do have to go to them anyway. That is one of the restrictions, because if you were to go whānau affordable or market, you could go to a mortgage broker. You can go to anyone, but you have to go through Westpac for the PHOs. Sorry,
Nā, pai
progressive
tēnā.
home ownership.
Ka pai, and
Te
just a
koha.
note on that too, whānau, if we're a little bit unclear about what progressive home ownership are and the other pathways, I click the link below to our previous podcast where we talked to Rangi Mōkai, and they talk a little bit about these things. But tēnā koe, I'll move on to the next question, Stevie. You know, what are some of the first steps that our whānau need in order to purchase a whare te koha, you know? What documents should they prepare? How long might the process take from when they come to you to potentially moving into their whare?
Yeah, so you could definitely come into the tari and ask for me, or you could ring us. You could also, there's the Te Koha Raukawa webpage that is external to ours, that has everything on there. If you just express your interest, and then even if you're unclear about the criteria, I can talk you through that. Depending on which pathway that seems the most appropriate at the time, like you might need to do the course, so then we'll need to register the course, which I usually run on a Tuesday for 4 weeks. Tuesday nights 5:30 to 7:30.
But if I feel like I don't earn enough pūtea to earn a home at Te Koha, what opportunities can you provide to help me figure that out for myself?
Can I even help there? I don't know.
Absolutely. From just a plug, by the way, I've been a tauira in Stevie's financial literacy course, and to give her a bit of props, some of the mahi that Stevie does is help budgeting and to have a breakdown of our finances and pretty much clear up the pathway that you need to save up for
That's
whare,
true.
right?
Yeah. That's true.
And pai ana, pretty much run us through some of the mahi you do that's available through Te Uru Ahupūtea that you run your tauira to through for progressive home ownership or any other pathway.
Well, when we going through the course, because it's topical, there's about seven topics. Whether it's budgeting, spending beliefs, gaining the understanding about yourself, whether there are any internal or external influences, which there usually are, like debt planning and all that stuff. There are some really useful tools in there to help manage your money in regards to being in a position to buy a whare. Oh, it would honestly depend, like once you've put the whole picture out, like for you to see, you might actually be in a position to buy a whare, which has actually happened for some of the whānau in the program. They're actually in a really good position to buy it, which they wouldn't have noticed unless they had put it all out there for them to see. I mean, you could like do side hustles if you like, depending on like how soon you want to achieve your goal. Like
Sure.
if you like really want to purchase a whare over the next few years, like another stream of income does help.
Pai tēnā, what's the first thing they should do right now in order to begin their pathway to purchasing a whare at Te Koha o Raukawa?
It's quicker for the whānau if they just come here and ask for me, or call or email. Just get in contact as soon as you can, so that we can have a kōrero about what you're interested in. Yeah, which pathway might be the best for you, or what steps we need to take. Yeah.
What would you say to whānau who think that home ownership is way beyond them?
I've had that with a whānau that have come through, and he was in one of the best positions out of everyone. It was crazy. Like, had a really good job, but it just wasn't something that he had ever thought was possible for him, like at all. And now now that world's been open to him, he's like looking not even just at Te Koha, like looking everywhere. Like it's totally opened his mind to all the possibilities, and it's exciting for them. But
Nice. And leading on from that, do you have anybody who have come through your pilot programs and things like that who are actually on waitlist for the initial or for the first few builds at Te Koha Raukawa? We don't have to name them, but
yeah, we do. We have a pipeline of eligible graduates ready for the whare that are about to drop, pending approval, still to go through the process.
Cool. And I know this might be a little bit of a knock on wood moment, but when are we hoping to release the first couple of whare
In August.
in August?
I refer to it as drops, but throughout August there'll be the release of there'll be 6 whare available and 1 drop, and then near the end of the month there'll be another 5, I think. Yeah.
And tell me your honest opinion, because this is something that we've heard out in the community. Is it going to be a little bit like of a tight little Gloria Vale kind of space full of Raukawa uri? You know, does it feel like kind of a marae feel, or does it feel like more of a community feeling out there? What are your thoughts and predictions personally around Te Koha?
I think it'll be like just a beautiful like community of uri members. It's not, a papakainga for the affordable renters specifically, Te Uru Kainga who will be managing the properties. The first thing that they'll do is have a kaitahi and have all the successful renters get together and have a kai, and then also go through like expectations and give them like a code of conduct handbook so that they all get to know each other. So it becomes like this, this solid community. But it's open to the public. Like I'm gonna go for a drive like when it's open and like go see every.
Any shops? You know if there's any shops going to be built on that side of the highway?
I'm not too sure, but I believe there's 2 sections in the front that are commercial lots.
Pai tēnā koe. And I suppose, do you have any final things that you'd like to say to uri or anybody who, who's thinking of purchasing a whare at Te Koha or thinking of beginning their financial pathway?
Even if whānau aren't eligible for Te Koha, but you're still like interested in buying one day, just come. I'm happy to help. Come and do the program. It really does help upskill you, or even validate or confirm things that you might already know. But also I can help. Like if you don't know the next person to go to, I can help point you in the right direction as well. Just that one point. If you just want to ask questions, come to me. I don't get paid from the banks or anything. I'm more for the whānau trying to help the whānau.
That's actually such a good point, Stephen. I think you do such a good job at helping out people get financial ready for Te Koha. However, as soon as Te Koha's finished, and I don't want to ask something that's not certified yet, but
Sorry.
The future for you, in terms of helping out people get into whare, is it restricted to just tokoroa, or are people able to come to your course and potentially help them? You'll be able to help them get themselves financial ready for whare across Aotearoa.
For one of the graduates, I've been doing that. They're looking at a whare now, not even connected to Te Koha. When obviously, I think as per my job, I'm more need to prioritize Te Koha first, but I've still make time for this particular person that is looking to buy a whare not connected to it at all. So I'm just naturally that way inclined to help. If it's something that I can help with, then I open to it. And part sorry, I just remembered part of the eligibility criteria, I believe, for the affordable renters is you still need to maintain debt reduction and savings. So yes, if you're successful in there, we will still be working together to help. Yeah.
Pai tēnā, is there final question? Is there any what's the favorite thing? What's your most favorite thing about working in your mahi?
Oh my gosh, what is my most favorite thing? You caught me on an off day. No.
Pai, I mean, you do a lot in terms of helping people, right? That's got to mean something to you.
Yeah, I love it. It really is fulfilling. It's just totally opened my mind even to the realities of a variety of community members and how they live. So I honestly feel really lucky and privileged to be in this space, because I'll be driving past there, I live here, and I'll be thinking, oh my gosh, I helped them. Oh my gosh, that's, even though some of them are whānaus as well, because, my partner's whakapapa's here too, but it's beautiful. It's mind-blowing. I think I still haven't really
processed it all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
it's
the
big
reality
money.
of it, and how life-changing it is for, like, the whānau, which I know, but, like, for me and connection to them.
No, you're so right, and I'm glad you can take a moment to sit in the mahi you do. Like, once
Mm.
again, I'll say it again, you do a lot of mahi and helping our people get to a space where some of us never thought we'd be able to. Now there's conversations and whare around Arohe, there's conversations in houses around Arohe around potentially building or potentially purchasing a whare, which is big for our whānau, especially in this time. No reira, mihi ana ki a koe, and thank you for all of the mahi that you do. On behalf of Raukawa and your
Thank you.
role in kauri ora as well. Ko rongo koutou i ngā kōrero. Where can people find more information and register their interest, particularly Stevie?
Either through the Te Koha landing page, or if you contact the front desk.
Oh, 800 Raukawa?
Yeah, I was
Ka
sorry, I
pai.
was trying to think of what it was. I cover that, so.
Ka pai. Koina ngā kōrero mo te rā nei hoa mā, ka whakirihia ki te tāhuhu nui a rehua. Taiho e tiki atua no wai, ka tūturu whakamaua, kia tīna, tīna, hui e, tai ki e. Kia ora tātou.